inviting me to do a sprint triathlon. And I couldn't even run a mile. I couldn't swim a lap in the pool. I was not the person he would have gone to for fitness, but over years of having a support and community and people that would just pull me out of bed, not even kidding, will come to my home, get me out of bed, and make me work out with them. And that is how I overcame depression. And so I wanted something, an avenue to pay that forward, but personal training wasn't that. I didn't want to be stuck at a gym in the mornings or in the evenings away from my family. It didn't allow me time freedom. It didn't allow me financial freedom. My love language is quality time, so I want to spend time with the people I love. And this business has given me that. I went from my first month as a coach, I earned $70. So I don't know where you guys are at in your business, but as a brand new coach, I was stoked. I was like, I just got chills again just thinking about it, and like it makes me tear up, because that meant back then when someone signed up as a coach, you got a $20 bonus. So it was a little bit different. I signed up 3 people. And it was two coaches, $20 bonus for each coach, and someone on Shakeology. And at the time it was $30 commission. I made $70. And I looked to my boyfriend at the time and I was like, I'm earning money in my own business. I earned an income in my own business. This is so awesome. And the next month, all the seeds that I had planted in my first month came back. I had 12 people sign up my second month. I earned over $800 my second month as a coach. I signed up like 16 people or something. It was crazy. In my third month, I earned over $1,500. By my year mark, I was earning over $4,000 a month. And then by a year and a half, I left my full-time job in the financial industry to pursue coaching full-time. Last year, and Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success or income. Last year, my husband and I think we earned like around $500,000, and this year it'll probably be over $750,000. It's changed our life. My husband has been retired from his job. My mom will be retired from her job by next year. My mom didn't have any retirement. I don't come from a family that has money. I had to pay my way through college, had college debt, and I really just felt stuck. And I remember as a kid, my mom crying herself to sleep at night because she didn't have $5 for me for a soccer tournament. And I always get teary-eyed when I say that, because I never asked for money again. And this business has allowed me to help her. She actually has savings. She's saving for retirement. And it doesn't even matter because she can leave her job tomorrow because of this business. And that is a gift. And that is a gift that as a brand new coach, I didn't even know that was going to happen, but I believed that it was possible. And that's the first thing you have to do before recruiting anyone to your team. If you do not believe your goals and dreams are possible, no one else is going to believe they are either. I asked a lot of the coaches I signed up in the beginning, why did you start with me? Like, why? I had no success to my name. And it was the enthusiasm. It was the excitement. It was the belief that I knew where I was going. It was my story, and it wasn't a big story. My story was that I got Shakeology, and I realized I was saving money on my grocery bill. I thought I was going to be spending more, but it was replacing my coffee and donut that I was having every morning because I still didn't have great nutrition. And when I shared that with people, they were like, well, I want to save money. I want to get healthier. And it was so simple, and I had no idea, but I shared it with enthusiasm and passion, excitement, and I had 100% belief of where I was going in this business. I knew from day one that I was going to be a superstar diamond coach. I thought it would take a year. I was off by a lot. But you know what? Every year it was on my goal. It was on my dream board. Every year it was on my list of goals that I wanted to accomplish that year. And every year I missed it, and I didn't lose enthusiasm. So that, at first and foremost, you have to be so excited and passionate and enthusiastic about where you are going in this business if you want people to join you. And I think I'm going to share with you how, but I think that is so important, because if you don't have that, people are not going to have a reason to want to follow you or be a part of what you're offering them. Okay, so enthusiasm, number 1. Number 2, do not hold this gift in your mouth. A no is not going to hurt you. I promise you. Think of it this way. When you go to like a barbecue, right? Think if you went to a barbecue and you were going to school to become a teacher, and you're telling everybody there, like, I'm going to become a teacher. I'm so excited. I love teaching. I'm finishing school and I'm going to be teaching at this school. And who wants to be a teacher with me? Don't you think it's so much fun and so exciting? Maybe there's 100 people at that barbecue. And maybe 2 people are like, yeah, I'm going to school to be a teacher too, or I want to be a teacher as well. You just inspired me. I think I'm going to look into teaching. Do you think those other 97 people hate you? No, they just said no because it's not what they're interested in. It's nothing personal. It's not what they want. It's not in their goals. It's not in their priorities. And that's okay. That's okay. Because truly, I will tell you, I've had people come back to me 4 years later, 5 years later now, people that I invited early on that are like, I wasn't ready, but now I am. I've been following your journey. So when you invite someone and you plant that seed now, you're giving them permission to follow you for the next 5 years until they are ready, because life changes. Life happens. Every 6 months, people have life cycles, you know, whether it's they're having a baby or they got a new job, all of a sudden they're working more hours, or something becomes tight financially. You know, things change in people's lives. And this seed that you plant right now might not be what they're looking for. But 6 months from now, a year from now, that same person, this might be exactly what they're looking for. Their goals and priorities shift. Okay, so enough about the mindset stuff. I'll get into the nitty-gritty details. So my number one tip is do not prejudge people. If my coach would have prejudged me, she probably wouldn't have invited me. Most people probably wouldn't have invited me. Because of that, I do recruit differently. I recruit differently because I believe there are people out there like me who maybe are already fit, but really want to have a fitness business and need an avenue to actually help people. I have a lot of coaches on my team like that who had gone through a journey like me, taken 3 to 4 years the long way to get healthy and fit, because we didn't know, and it was just trial and error. We didn't have a coach. We didn't have a support system telling us what to do or what works and what doesn't. And when I shared the opportunity with that now coach, who's a Star Diamond coach, she was like, oh my gosh, I have so many people come to me all the time asking for help, but all I tell them is go to the gym and eat clean, and they just don't know what to do with that. She's like, I need a system to actually help them, you know. And she tried Beachbody programs. She used them, and she's like, I can stand behind this. And she became a coach. So I know there are people out there like that are like me. So I do invite, I do recruit, not just through challenge groups, but directly. And it's okay if that doesn't work for your business, because the next tips that I'm going to share with you will work if you're recruiting someone through a challenge group. It'll work however you want to do it. So next, tip number 2 is super, super simple. It's, have you ever considered? Have you ever considered joining my fitness group? Have you ever considered becoming a coach on my team? So what I do when I'm sending have you ever considered messages is I will comment on someone's page, Facebook, Instagram. I will show love, get to know them. And then I send a message and I say, oh my gosh, girl, I love your purple hair. It is so rocking. Do you mind me asking what color that is? Because I've been wanting to dye my hair. Do you know what color your stylist used? And then say, I don't know if you're interested. If not, no worries. But you are so inspiring, and you're definitely the type of person that I love surrounding myself with. Like, I love your energy. Have you ever considered coaching? And most of the time, people are going to say, no, what is it? Which is awesome. Because when they say, no, what is it? What am I going to do? I'm going to send them info so they know what it is. Or they'll say, yeah, I have been considering it. That always shocks me. I'm like, oh boy, I should have asked them a long time ago. Yeah, I have been considering it. I've actually been thinking about it. So that's the first thing. Have you ever considered? It's really important that you build relationships with people, though, before you send that message. People get messages all the time from online network marketers, you know, all that kind of stuff. You want to be that person that stands out, that's different, that builds that relationship with them. So what I do, I download my Facebook list. Do you guys know, Natalie, have you ever shared with them how to download the Facebook list? Okay. my coaches have a video on it somewhere, so I'll share it with you after. So you can actually go in and you can download your Facebook list. As coaches, you should be growing your network consistently every day. If you're not, you need to start. When I started as a coach, I had 200 friends on Facebook, no Instagram, no network to speak of. I graduated from college. I was in my college town. Everybody left. I stayed. So I was that person that's like, oh, I don't have a network. I didn't even see that. I was so excited to have this opportunity in front of me. I didn't even care that I didn't have a network. I believed in my ability to figure it out. And so I thought that was the best thing, because now with all of my social media accounts, I think I have a total of 45,000 followers. So what do you think I'm able to do? I'm able to teach my team how to build a following, because I was not that person that even logged into social media. I didn't use it. I had to learn to use it. But it's great. I attract tons of people who don't use social media. So it's something new for them to post on social media. So download your Facebook list. And then you go, I just have my coaches go from top to bottom. You can sort it by name, like A to Z, Z to A, however you want to do it. A lot of my coaches will create a column and they'll put like challenger or coach. Which are they going to invite to? And they'll go down the list. But it's really important. So what a lot of my coaches are doing right now, and I started doing too, to like keep it more organized in my brain, is that I will choose 50 to 100 people. You don't have to go 100. I'm just crazy. You can choose 50 people, 25 people, whatever it is for that week, to pour value into them. And what I mean by that is go to their Facebook, go to their Instagram, and comment. Give them compliments. Tell them what you like. Those things that we do, like, do you ever scroll? I did this yesterday. I was scrolling through Facebook, and all of my coaches were going live sharing Country Heat. Their videos were awesome. Some of them I commented on. Some of them I didn't even like or comment, and I read the whole thing and watched the video and didn't comment or like. We know people see our stuff, and they don't like or comment on it. You catch yourself doing the same thing? I do. I'm like, why didn't I tell that person that I loved their hair? Why didn't I tell that person that I loved their outfit? Why didn't I give that person a compliment on how hard they've been working on their goals? Because we're busy, right? And that's probably most of our reasons. We're busy, or we're building our business, or whatever it may be. So take time each day to have focus and intent to building those relationships. So I will take that list of 100, crazy again, and for the week, I am going to pour value into those 100 people. I'm going to comment. I'm going to like, not just like, likes don't go as far. Just always make sure you like when you comment, but comment and add value, not just like, wow, great job, congrats. You know, I get all those all the time. The people that take time to write out a sentence, those are the people I respond back to. The people that come to my Facebook and comment on all of my stuff every single week, those are the people I go to their Facebook and comment back on all of their stuff. And so you have to do that same thing. So my coaches do this, right? What do you think happens? They then go the next week and they invite all of those people with a have you ever considered message, if it hasn't come up in conversation, which it usually does, because they follow you on Facebook. When you comment on their stuff, they go and you add value and you add a sentence or two and not just a one-word response. They're going to go to your page, your Instagram, your Facebook, and they're going to scroll through and see what you're about. So they already know that you're a coach, that you lead challenge groups, that they can do what you do, I hope. Because if your Facebook doesn't have all that, then this recruiting doesn't work. You have to make sure that you're doing all the vital behaviors for this to work, okay? Because when they come back to your page, they have to know that they can do what you do. And then a lot of them are going to ask you. But if they don't, the next week you go with your have you ever considered. You're going to have more people respond back to your messages, because I know we all get crickets. You guys, I get plenty of crickets. People think I don't. I am in like the biggest cricket week ever. Like I can't get anybody to say yes to me. I'm a superstar diamond coach, and I am here to tell you, people tell me no, and I get more crickets than you can ever imagine. I went back just to look, and I think like so far, because I'm not anywhere near my goals, and I need to find people to say yes, because I have a goal of how many people I'm going to help every month. And I've probably invited 500 people this month. Crazy, right? And I'm getting crickets everywhere. Like nobody's reading their stuff or something. And that's okay. Like, I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to follow up with people who've shown me they were interested before. I'm kind of crazy with my goals. Like if I say something, I'm going to do it. I'm going to figure it out. And I learned so much more that way. Okay, so download your Facebook list. Comment, like, build that relationship, then send the message, have you ever considered? So this is the next part, and I will send this, Natalie, to you afterwards. I have a template that I send. So when somebody's like, oh my gosh, yes, I'd love more info, I send an email, and or a Facebook message, or I ask for their email. Now, I didn't do this in the beginning. Now I ask for people's email to bring them off of Facebook so that I have that email in an email list in case they cut off their Facebook. Because email I know will always have. People activate and deactivate their accounts all the time. I just emailed a guy a follow-up today, and he's like, yeah, I'm so glad you reconnected with me. When I activate my Facebook again, I'll make sure to add you. So I was like, oh, smart. That's why I got their email. So a lot of times if people say they're interested, whether it's Facebook or Instagram, the first thing I do is say, what's your email address? And I'll send you some additional info. The email that I send, like I said, I'm going to send it to Natalie so you guys can have it. But it's basically just like, I'm so excited that you're interested. Below, I have some additional information for you to review. Once you're able to listen to the What is Coaching audio, I'd love to set up a phone interview. Are you available at Monday at 12 or 12:30 or Tuesday at 10 or 10:30? And then I have 3 videos that I send them. One's an audio, a What is Coaching audio that I created. Don't worry if you don't feel like creating one. I actually used Doug Fitzgerald's opportunity webinar for my first 3 years. And I was totally terrified to create my own What is Coaching, but one of my coaches pushed me to do it. And so I jumped on with her and we started doing our own What is Coaching, like videos and calls. And it really made all the difference. I went from sponsoring 5 to 10 coaches to sponsoring 15 to 27, 29 a month. Just, I think because in the What is Coaching, they're hearing from me. They're hearing the information about the opportunity from me. But I was very successful using Doug's for the first 3 years. The second video that I send is my story. So I send my story, and it's I think it's like an 8-minute video that's just me sharing my story. You guys all have a story. And that, I think, was the biggest struggle for me as a new coach, was I really didn't think I had a story. So a lot of times I would just listen to the National Wake Up Call, because my coach disappeared once I became a coach. So I would listen to the National Wake Up Call, and whatever coach was on that week, I would then tell their story all week long. Like, oh, this coach on our team, because, hey, we're all Team Beachbody, and I didn't have a team, so that was my team. And that really connected with people. So I realized stories connected with people. And as I really started to feel like I was developing my story, I shared that. So like I said earlier with Shakeology, that was my story. In my first month, I actually saved money. I'm a financial advisor. I'm all about the savings. And so you have to have a story. And even if you're using somebody else's opportunity webinar or What is Coaching or whatever it is that you use when someone's interested, put a quick little 2 to 5 minute video of yourself sharing your story and why you're so passionate about having people join your team. Why do you want to pay this forward? What has this business given to you? Are you healthier? I know for my husband, he went in and had blood work done, and he had triglycerides of an obese person, but he was a elite cyclist, cycling for Team Cliff Bar. And he, for some reason, his numbers didn't show that. And he also has a heart condition, so it's really important that his numbers are perfect, so it's not more stress on his heart. And when we saw that, they gave him a prescription, and I'm like, you're not taking that medication for the rest of your life. We are going to put you on Shakeology. He wouldn't try it. So if you guys have another little side story, if you guys have friends or family who will not jump on board, it's okay. Just keep leading by example. You will continue to inspire them. It took my mom 3 years. I was walking into a summit, and she called me and said that she drank her Shakeology and she had went for a walk that day. And you can tell I have a soft spot for my mom. I started bawling. 3 years, and so Paul started drinking Shakeology and had his blood work redone, and his numbers were perfect. So, that was another testimony, a testimony that took a year and a half for him to even try Shakeology. So you have to lead by example. Even when you think people aren't watching you, they are. And when you continue to lead by example and have that enthusiasm and that confidence in your bold and what you're doing, people will continue to believe you and be inspired by you, because most people give up. Most people give up. Don't be most people. Okay. So in that email that I send, I give them times. Now, this is really important. It's a deadline. I've given them times. I don't overwhelm them. I give them Monday and Tuesday or Thursday and Friday with 2 times each day to schedule a phone call, a phone interview. I interview people. And the reason I do that is because I found early on that when I would send someone info and say, let me know when you watch it, who does that? Who says, let me know? Yeah, don't say, let me know. Take it out. Take it out. It's wimpy language. Let me know is so open-ended. Most people are like, yeah, I'll let you know like in a few years, which will never happen because I'll forget about it. So you have to have like a strong question. People feel the need to respond to a question. I realized that because my coach did that exact same thing. She sent me a message and said, let me know. I didn't respond. When she followed up with a question, I felt the need to respond. So in that email, I say, are you available at this time or this time? I also state, and I'll just send you the template because I can't remember it off the top of my head, but I also state in the template that they need to review the What is Coaching audio. Now, this is a big thing. I am really quality time, right? Love language. So I don't like my time being wasted. And what I did as a brand new coach was everybody would get back to me, or not everyone, but people would get back to me and be like, Monday at 10 a.m. And I would call them. And they would just ask all these questions, never watch the What is Coaching video or the opportunity webinar. And I would spend an hour talking with them, building a relationship with them. And we would schedule a follow-up call. And they would get off the phone and they would say they're going to watch the video. And I'd call them for the follow-up call. And what do you think happened? They didn't answer. And that was an hour of my time. So I realized 2 things. I didn't enjoy that, so I was going to change it. What I love about this business, if I don't like it, I'm going to change it. 2 was people didn't respect my time because I wasn't respecting my own time. Number 1. The next thing was that I needed to confirm with them. I needed to take that next step and say, great, have you listened to the What is Coaching audio? Please let me know once you have, and we can confirm an interview time for this week. And I'm sharing that with you because that saved me so much time. I have gotten on the phone with pretty much 99% of the coaches on my team before they sign up on my team. And I realized that people will always put it off, but when they have that deadline with you, with that phone call with you, they will actually listen to the audio, get back to you, confirm a time, and get on the phone. So the next part of it is I get on the phone and I ask questions about them. Here's the thing. If you just try to tell somebody about this business, what happens is you puke on them. We all do it. I do it. I'm like, shut up, Kristi, close your mouth. We're excited. Like we want them to want this like we do, but it's not their priority right now. So when I have the What is Coaching, it's very specific. It has, the details all laid out. I created my What is Coaching call from the information in our Coach Online office. So there's a template there. And I literally just changed things that didn't sound like me and had the script in front of me, which is why it's an audio and not a YouTube video. Because I wanted to make sure I stayed on track with all the information. And when I get them on the phone, I ask questions to figure out what hesitations they have, basically so that the call is directed towards what they want to know that they didn't get, so that I'm not puking too much information. So how I do that is I start, number 1, I ask them, what interests you in the coach opportunity? So what sparked your interest in the opportunity? And I let them answer, because that's going to tell me a lot about them. It's going to tell me if, if it's time freedom. It's going to tell me if it's fitness. It's going to tell me if it's the income and working from home. Like, it's going to tell me what that driving factor is. When they tell me what it is that interests them, I always relate my story back to what they told me. Like, I can totally relate to that. Like, fitness is so important. I know when I started as a coach, and then tell my mom's story, or then tell Paul's story, or then tell a coach on my team's story about the fitness side of it. Or if they just love helping people and they're super passionate about helping people with fitness because they've overcome so much, then I'm going to share that. I'm going to share my story with them. So I'm going to relate back to them a story. It shows that you're listening. It shows that you're interested in them. It shows that you're paying attention. It's building that relationship. The next question that I always ask is, have you used a Beachbody program before? Are you familiar with Beachbody? Because a lot of times I don't know that much about the person. Like, they're not posting every day that they do P90X. And people are like, oh my gosh, yeah, I lost 60 pounds with Insanity back after I had my first baby. And you're like, oh, awesome. Insanity's like one of our toughest programs. You rock. Because I had to have someone come work out with me every day to finish that program. So be a person, be human. And then something that I ask is, what did you like best about What is Coaching audio? I want to know what stood out to them, what like really pulled at their heartstrings. I want to get to know them better. And then I'll ask, on a scale of 1 to 10, how interested are you in the coach opportunity? This question is so important, because if they tell me an 8, I'm going to say, well, why an 8 as opposed to a 10? When I say that, they're going to tell me what their hesitations are. They're going to tell me the things that are holding them back. And everyone's different. I've had people tell me 8, and then when they tell me their hesitations, they flat out tell me they're ready to sign up. They just don't want to say a 10 because they don't know everything that it involves. I've also had people tell me an 8 and then just go on with a long list of hesitations and just feel like there's so many things that are holding them back. But I'm having a conversation with them. On Facebook, if I were typing this all out, it might seem like I'm being pushy. But on the phone, they can hear my passion. They can hear my voice. They can hear my intention. And I can help ease those hesitations. A lot of fears that coaches that I run into, like that join my team, have are, are they going to be successful? And I love when people say that, because I'm like, that's totally up to you. There are things that I can teach you, but you have to take action. It's a very straightforward answer. They love it. They love it because it's honest, it's real, it's raw, it's the truth. If their hesitation is, I don't know who I'd invite, I don't have a network, I completely understand. I didn't either. I had to grow a network, but it's perfect because I have an entire training section on my website that goes through how to grow your network on social media. And if they still seem hesitant, then I'll say, would it be okay if I sent you more information and then we could schedule a follow-up call? People love that because I'm not pushing them. I'm giving them more info so that they can make an informed decision. If they're ready, if they've gotten over their hesitations and they're like, a lot of times they'll tell you, yeah, I want to do this, but I don't have the money, or I need to wait till I get the money. Okay, awesome. So how I do it is this, I don't tell them that this is how I do it, but telling you guys this is how I do it. I say, awesome. Like, I'm so excited to work with you. You're definitely the type of energy and passion that I look for on the team. I'm picky with who joins my team because I am going to put time and effort and energy into mentoring you. So the next steps would be to schedule a time to get you started as a coach. So I will send you a coach sign-up link, and we will get on the phone and I will walk you through the coach sign-up. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes. And then once you're all set, I'll get the new coach steps and training right over to you. Does tomorrow work for you, or would early next week work? And they'll tell me when would work for them. If they need to get money together, they'll tell me when, and I schedule that time. I think this has been a big reason why I have a high coach sign-up rate. Because when I schedule that time, if they're not going to make it, they typically email or message me and say, hey, I didn't get the money together. Can we push it out 2 weeks? Or when I'm on the phone with them, they can't get to the challenge packs and chicken out. they already knew it cost, but for some reason, some of them still get to that page and all of a sudden they're like hesitant if they should follow through with this because all of a sudden it becomes scary. It does. I'm on the phone. So they can't just let their fears overwhelm them and shut it down. I'm on the phone. You know, there's a level of commitment with having me on the phone. And so that is my complete coach sign-up process from start to finish. If people don't respond back to me after I've sent information, follow up. That's really key. I have coaches that I followed up with and they still stopped responding. I followed up with another time and they still didn't respond, that are now diamond coaches on my team. So those people that don't respond, or those people that say they're interested and take forever to sign up, it's okay. You have to take the emotion out of it. You have to care about people, but don't pressure them. That's the other thing. I don't put any pressure on anyone to sign up because I know there are millions of people out there looking for this opportunity. And I'm going to find them. And if they're not ready, I'll be here in 5 years. I'll be here in 10 years. I'll be here when they are ready. Right? Okay. So I think that's, if you guys have any questions, I think that was all I had. Yeah, that was all I had.
I'm going to have to listen to this again. I took a ton of notes, but it's just listening to it again. It's just going to help a lot. Because I had a lot of things that were like, yeah. Obviously, the follow-up's huge. I mean, we always say fortune the follow-up, but it's so true. The deadline is key. You know, not just let me know. Setting the deadline, getting on the phone or Zoom if you want to do Zoom and get face-to-face. Building your network. Obviously, that's amazing that you started with 200 friends and now, you know, you have 45,000 followers or whatever. Crazy. Who has questions? We have okay. Great call. All right.
Thank you.
I know we have to have at least one question.
And I will tell you, all of this stuff was scary for me to begin with. But honestly, sponsoring coaches, recruiting coaches is my favorite thing because I just think this opportunity, whether somebody wants the community, the fitness, the financial aspect, like whatever it is, we get to share that with them. And sure, not everybody's going to run with it. Not everybody does. But you know, even the coaches that sign up with me that end up just loving the community, like the joy and happiness that brings them is so worth it. Excuse me. And everything is scary. Guys, even signing into this Zoom tonight, I still get nervous. I still get scared. I'm like terrified. Am I going to bring enough value to these people? I don't want to let them down. Like that fear doesn't go away completely ever. Like I'm still scared when I do things. Like I'm trying to come up with new ideas and I get terrified going live or, you know, jumping on these Zooms. I did a live call for a superstar group, a superstar diamond group the other day, and there were 800 people joining. And I was so nervous that I didn't sleep for like a week because I was so afraid, am I going to be able to bring value to these people? Am I going to be able to help them? Am I going to be able to give them something that they can go away with and help more people? So if you're scared right now, I totally get it. Do it anyways. The fear is never going to go away. It goes away. You build confidence, and once you build competence. And once I built competence in recruiting, it became fun. It became something I love to do because it is easier now, but there's still things I do that I'm scared of. Yes. Did I send the coaching audio and my story in the same email? I did. So I sent two. I don't require that they watch both. But here's what I do. I'm glad you brought that up. One is an audio. The other is a YouTube video. So what happens is people click on the email, and I think for some reason in people's emails, YouTube videos kind of pop up at the bottom. So they always click and watch my story. They love my story. They want to be on the team with my story. They don't really know what it is with my story. Like they don't get the full picture. So I really want them listening to the What is Coaching audio. That's the thing that they tend to put off. But the reason I made it an audio and didn't send another YouTube video is because a lot of them will say, I watched your video. I'm interested. Can we chat? And I'm like, thank you so much for watching my video. were you also able to listen to the What is Coaching audio? And I know that sounds so small, but for the longest time, I was still getting on the phone with people who had no idea what the coach opportunity was, and they wanted me to just explain it to them. And in my opinion, and you guys don't have to run your business this way at all, but in my opinion, if somebody is not going to listen to my What is Coaching audio, they're not going to put the time in to build their business, right? And so that's just what I'm looking for on my team. I'm devoting time to them. They have to be able to watch the training. I can't explain this entire business to them. I have 200 YouTube videos. There's plenty of information from me out of my mouth. Like I can't give everybody everything I've learned in 5 years. I wouldn't have time freedom. And that's really important to me. I want to help people. I want to inspire them. I want to give them all the knowledge that I've figured out over these last 5 years. But I also have to stay true to my goals and my priorities as well.
I love that. Does anybody else have anything? Questions? So I think I told you this a couple years ago at a leadership retreat or event, that 3 years ago you were on stage at the Success Club trip. Mm-hmm. And you were talking about firing your boss. And, I guess a year before you had just become a coach, and I was in like a brand spanking new diamond in the seats, and I was like, okay, I want that. I want to fire my boss. So you touch more people than that was very inspiring to me. And then so anyway, just
I remember that. I do. It was so funny because I thought about that the other day when you were on our call, and I was like, I think we were in Arizona when you told me.
Yeah.
At the leadership retreat in Arizona. Yeah.
So it's so cool. All right, guys. Does anybody have anything before we get off?
Sorry if it was long.
No, we usually go. I mean, I don't have it timed on my Zoom.
Okay.
It's so sometimes we go to an hour. Sometimes we go 20 minutes. Whatever. So. If nobody else has anything, let's get a quick picture before we hang up. It's our weekly thing we do. So smile.
Oh, I love it.
1, 2, 3. And do one more. 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much for that.
And the one last thing before I go is, don't look at me or Natalie and compare yourself, because we all started as a brand new coach. I started not knowing what I was doing. I made plenty of mistakes. I spent hours and hours building websites that I never used. Don't do that. I spent hours on Twitter, something that I was never, I just didn't like Twitter. It wasn't my thing. But I spent hours on it. Have never had a customer from Twitter ever. So it's easy to look at coaches and see all the success, and yeah, we share those things, right? And we want to share the tools with you that are working. There are plenty of things that I had to go through to figure out what works. And 100 things wouldn't work to that one thing that did work for me. So don't compare where you are right now to any other coach. We all start at different spots in this business. I started already into fitness. And I feel like in a sense that did help me because I had that confidence that fitness had brought me already. Right. And if you are, maybe you just started your fitness journey and so you don't have that confidence, or maybe you do. I have some coaches just started their fitness journey and they are so confident in putting themselves out there and they attract so many incredible people. That's okay if you don't have that confidence yet, but you have to dive in and try things for that confidence to grow. And my confidence grows just as much as when I figure out things don't work as I do when they do work, right? So dive in, try things, make mistakes. It's not going to hurt you. I was the worst at inviting. One of my first coach opportunity invites to a friend I went to high school with, I would have puked if somebody sent that to me right now. I would have been like, unfriend, this girl is awful. It was bad. I'm never that mean to people. I actually am like, no, thank you, because I know how it is. I was like, they're starting out where I was and I was really bad. She ended up signing as a coach 2 years later. And when she messaged me, I could see the Facebook messages that I had with her in the beginning. And I was so embarrassed, guys. I was so embarrassed. But I planted a seed. I guess, like, she just continued to follow my journey, probably because she wanted to see what a train wreck I was going to be. And the cool thing is you guys don't even have to be a train wreck, because there are scripts and examples and all sorts of training now. Like when I started, there wasn't any of that. There was no training in our Coach Online office. It was the comp plan and how to get to Emerald and how to get to Diamond. Like literally that was our training. And it was the business side. Like you need 2 coaches for Emerald. You need 8 coaches for Diamond and an Emerald on each leg and 100 PV. Like it wasn't okay, but how? That didn't exist when I was a new coach. So you guys have it really good, because there's so much information. It could be overwhelming. There's so much, but take that info and just try it. Take action. Put it into your own words and go out there and invite people, because even if you invite 100 people who say no, trust me, I'm like at like 300 right now. You're going to find that person that this is exactly what they need in their life right now. And they are going to be so grateful and have so much gratitude that you reached out to them. I have a girl right now, she was messaging me before we started. And of all these no's I've had, no responses this month, she is so pumped. She just started Fix Extreme today. She's like, oh my gosh, I get a corn tortilla? I'm like, yes, you get tortillas. And she is just so excited about this. She wants to lose 20 pounds. She's like so energetic, and it's pumping me up. And even if I don't hit my goals, I'm going to try, because I'm going to find more people like her who are looking for what I have to offer, who are looking for the solution I have right at this moment. So don't let your fears control you. Don't let your fears hold you back. Don't let your fears stop you from changing someone else's life, including your own. All right. Thank you, Natalie.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm seriously going to have to listen to it again.
Yeah, and I'll send you the Facebook, how to download your Facebook list, and then my little template that I use.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Have a great night, everyone.
Bye. Love you guys.